Good morning, students. I welcome you for the biology class. Today, in this particular video, I'll be discussing about the infectious agents and the methods, different methods of transmission of diseases. Coming to infectious agents. So, what are infectious agents? So, these are disease-causing organisms, which is also called pathogens, like virus, bacteria, fungi, protozoans, worms, etc. So these are different infectious agents and which they causes diseases, infectious diseases like virus. So we get common cold, influenza, dengue fever, AIDS. It's from virus. Bacteria. So they do causes typhoid, cholera, tuberculosis, anthrax. Fungi. So fungi causes many common infectious diseases. Protozoans. So protozoans causes malaria, kala hazar, etc. Worms. So worms mainly it causes infections and elephantiasis. So these are the two or three examples which I have given. So there are plenty of examples. So coming to like why do we need to classify the pathogens or the infectious agent? The treatment given for a particular category does not work for other category agents. So, however, members belonging to particular group, such as bacteria, have many similarities in their structures and their biochemical, like metabolic pathway, that they do not share by the members of other group. No, they do differ with the metabolic activities. So, a particular drug which has been given which blocks one of the biological pathway of one group may be effective against many members of that particular group. For example, antibiotic, penicillin, so this inhibits a process to build the protective cell wall. So we know that bacteria they do have cell wall. So this penicillin will inhibit the process of cell wall synthesis. As a result, the bacteria will die. Since many bacteria use such process to build their cell wall, so penicillin is effective against many bacteria. Antibiotics are, however, not used to kill virus. Instead of that, our bodies secrete an antiviral protein, so which is called interferon. So that will fight against the virus. Coming to the methods of like spread of infectious disease. So there are many methods. So infectious diseases spreads from one infected person to other. Is a normal person by a variety of methods. So these can be airborne. For example, common cold, influenza, tuberculosis. So this can spread through air. So when an individual acquires this infection of tuberculosis by inhalation of droplets, so that droplets will be expelled through cough or sputum of an infected person. So you can see a droplet will be present inside the droplet. The dormant virus will be there. So when it being exhaled through when he coughs, so it expels out, and that if any normal person and a healthy person which stays nearby, when he inhale that particular air which is having that droplet, even he'll get that particular infection. Coming to the next method, a contaminated food as well as with water also. For example, cholera, hepatitis A. So a large number of infectious disease can also spread through contaminated food and water. So disease causing organisms and harmful pollutants in the form of chemicals can easily enter the body through food and drinks. And next is sexually transmitted diseases. For example, AIDS, syphilis. So both of these pathogens are transmitted by the sexual contact from one partner to the another. The other method is through vectors. For example, malaria, dengue. So how it is caused? So we know that animals which live with us may also carry diseases. So they are known as vectors. Some animals or the insects that carry infectious agents from a sick person to another person and spread the disease. So it's by means of vectors. So malaria is being caused by a particular vector. Coming to several types of diseases. So based on the means of spread of a diseases, we can classify into different categories like airborne. So they are caused by germs, bacteria or virus in the air. Example, common cold, tuberculosis. Foodborne. They are caused by germs like bacteria, toxins, virus, fungi which is present in the food. So food poisoning, typhoid. Waterborne. So these are caused by drinking the contaminated water, like cholera, amoebiasis. Lifestyle disease also. So they occur because of poor or unhealthy lifestyle. So heart attack, diabetes. Vector-borne. So these are caused due to the like animals which carry the infectious agents from one particular person, from a sick person to another, like malaria, dengue, etc. Sexually transmitted. So it's a contact from one person to another, like AIDS and syphilis. So means of transport of infectious disease may be of two types. So it can be a direct transmission or an indirect transmission. So like direct, it is contact with the infected person. It can be through soil, a direct contact through soil, and with animal bite and transplantal. Coming to the indirect transmission, it's through vectors, through contaminated food and water, and air transmitted diseases. So these it's been categorized under direct contact and indirect contact. So why do we need to understand the characteristics of this infectious agent? So why we have to segregate like this, and why we have to categorize, why we have to understand the process. So when we understand, we can treat the disease properly. So we can know. So we can treat the disease caused by them in a better way. We can find out which medicine will work out on this infectious agent. So, like virus live inside the host body. Bacteria do not generally live inside the host body. No, it is they do not use our mechanism, whereas virus. So virus will start use our own mechanism so that they can start giving us infections. So virus, bacteria, and fungi multiply very quickly, and the worms they do not multiply very quickly. So these are the important characteristics. So why do the disease causing germs live in our body? So there are a number of tissues, organs in our body where these microbes can get attached to. And generally the point of mainly the entry where they go. For instance, like any microbe that enter through nose. So likely they want to get settled in lungs. So this can also be seen through a sign and symptom of a disease as only those organs and tissues will be get affected when the microbes enter. So, but there are some other common diseases also which is not a tissue specific, like inflammation. So, our body has an immune system in which it creates a cell now that can fight against a disease causing germs. This process of recruiting cells to kill the infectious agent present in our body is called inflammation. The inflammation process show different effects on our body such as fever, swelling. So hence we can say likelihood we are going to like to be affected by a disease is determined by the immune system. So how our immune system work. Thank you students. So we'll discuss about the organ specific and tissue specific in the next video.